Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 265 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is Friday, February 28th, 2025. We did not meet our sales goal again today, but we came relatively close. So it's shaping up to be not a great week, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little beat down and frustrated by it. And yeah, no, 2 weeks in a row, not really hitting it. So that's a lot. But I'm going to keep my spirits up, even though I worked really hard today because I have a, dollar amount that I like to list every week. And I'm halfway there right now for the whole week. I'm halfway there and I have tomorrow to finish it up. And I don't know that it is going to happen. So I'm also frustrated by that. I just feel like, oh gosh, nothing's working out quite right this week. However, it was nice enough to go for a walk outside today for the first time since November. The ice has cleared up. There was snow on the little dusting of snow this morning. However, that was cleared up by the afternoon. So that felt really awesome to go out, get some sunshine, take a walk. And it was just, oh gosh, I miss that so much. And all right. So tonight we are going to talk about, I said yesterday, I linked up the video by Mel Robbins. It's podcast or video, the 7-Day Reset for more time, energy, and happiness backed by science. And I said, I am going to, over the course of the next couple of days, go through all of the steps that she talks about and just talk a little bit about each one every reseller reflection, so we can kind of really take it in and then figure it out and make it work for us, because I really like these tips and I really like the thought of doing these things once a week and just getting set up for success for your week. In our Patreon group, every Sunday night we get together and we do our reseller reset where we go through our schedules and do all this. So I think these concepts are really going to help even improve that and help us get more out of our weeks. So the first thing is brain dump. So we've talked about this before. I didn't like the term brain dump, so I renamed it to Mind Sparkle, but it turns out Mind Sparkle is actually something a little different. So I'm going to talk a bit about that too. All right. So end of one week, beginning of the new week, whatever that looks like, whatever day it is for you, whatever time it is for you. Just the idea, we talk so much about this in our mastermind and in our motivation in minutes because it is so incredibly helpful, is just whatever is floating around your mind. You always feel like you have a million things to do. Like, oh, I got to do this social media. I have to finish the laundry. I have to, take the car in for an oil change. I have to, just all of the things that we all have to do all the time that are floating around in our head and give us this sense of anxiety and stress and just, all right. So here's what she recommends. And so many people in our group do this and it is super helpful, is literally to just take all of those things, no matter if they seem insignificant, if they have to do with your personal life, if they have to do with your business, if they have to do with something you're feeling, and just put it all on paper, every little detail. Just write it down in a notebook, on a scratch pad, on Post-it notes. I've seen people do this effectively a couple different ways, and just put it all out there. We're going to talk about the next step tomorrow, but just put it all out there. Get it all, everything that's floating around in your brain that is making it seem overwhelming, put it all on paper. Write it down. And then tomorrow we'll talk about like organizing it and getting control of that. But get it all out, try it, put it on paper or on Post-it notes. One of the things, so if you can write a list, just, on a piece of paper. The other thing is you can do it on Post-it notes. Like if you write each thing on an individual Post-it note, and then you can like reorganize them on your desk after. We'll talk about the next step for that. And there are certain things that you chuck it in the bucket that you don't have to worry about, but we'll talk about that step tomorrow. But the writing it on the Post-it notes in the individual is great for organization after the fact. And it is also great because you can easily get rid of some things. All right. So that is the brain dump. What I was saying, mind sparkle, is something that I do that's totally different than a brain dump. It is, I have a list. And you know how, like, you're working on something, you're concentrating on something, and the random thought pops into your head. Oh, I got to take the car in for an oil change. And you stop what you're doing and you get derailed because you don't want to forget, and you lose focus on your time block or on your task or whatever you're doing. So I call this mind sparkle. So I keep a list. That way, when that random thought pops into my head that I don't want to forget, or maybe it's an idea for our reseller reflection episode. So I keep this mind sparkle list. I just write it down. It's off my mind, and I go back to focusing on the task that I want to do. And it's one list. I keep it in my Google Calendar and my tasks, but you can keep it on a sheet of paper, whatever it is. But that has been a super effective strategy for all of those little things that distract us that we don't want to forget about. Because a lot of times I'm very tempted to stop what I'm doing in the moment because I don't want to forget. And this really needs to be taken care of. I have this problem with my health insurance claim and I need to take care of that immediately. No, I don't, but I put it on the Mind Sparkle list and it's there and I'm not going to forget it. All right. So that's the difference between brain dump, Mind Sparkle. Not the same thing, even though I thought they were before I really thought about it. All right, guys, that is it. I am reset to zero. And that is one of the things that keeps me definitely the stress off my mind, and having the workspace clean and organized is definitely helpful. All right, guys, have a great night. I will see you on day 266 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.